Triratna Saranam Namo Amitabhaya Buddhaya, everyone. Protestations to the lineage masters and the triple gems. Let's start the fifth chapter of the book written by 7th or 8th century Buddhist master Acharya Santideva. And the book name is Bodhicharya Avtara, and the chapter's name is Samprajanya Racha. Okay, so what do you mean by samprajanya? Samprajanya means having full consciousness, or being full alert, or being fully aware of what's happening around you. Okay, in the context of Buddhism, being fully aware of what's happening inside your mind. Okay, so in Buddhism is all about getting yourself free from the suffering realms. And if you are from Mahayana Buddhism, then not only your freedom, but you are concerned with the freedom of other beings also. Okay, entire not only human beings, but the beings of other realms also. So, in order to be free yourself from the suffering, you need to follow the teachings of Buddha. Read it, listen it, the authentic teaching from the authentic master of the unbroken lineage. Okay, the key word is the authentic teaching through the authentic master of the unbroken lineage. Okay, so you have to read or hear the teachings from them. Then you contemplate about those teaching, and then you meditate about those teaching until the gist of that teaching arises inside your mind non-conceptually. Okay, so in order for any teaching to realize any teaching non-conceptually, your mind should be should have reached a certain meditative equipoise. um, then only the realization of the teaching non-conceptually, um, while doing the insight meditation, arises in your mind. Okay, so your mind should be stable in order to realize the teachings given by the Buddha, so that your mind is free of all the fetters, shackles that keeps on binding that mind in one of the three realms. Okay, desire being realms, form realms, and non-formless realms. Okay, so as I said, that your mind should be stable. So for the beings such as us, who are the desire being realms, okay, we are not the beings of the form realm or formless realm. We are the beings of our mind is that of the desire being realm. So let's talk about what are the things that keeps on um, distracting the mind of us, the desire being realm's mind. So mostly we call it eight worldly concerns. Okay, like the mind of desire being realms always want to gain something. It doesn't want loss. Okay, it always want to acquire the things it likes, acquire the respects. Okay, it doesn't want disrespect. It doesn't want loss. It doesn't want blame. It wants praise. People praise it. Okay, it wants the objects of the five faculties: the likable object, likable sound, likable smells, likable taste. It wants to acquire those things, and doesn't want the loss, doesn't want the disgrace, doesn't want the blame, doesn't want the the ugly things, ugly sounds, ugly object, ugly smell. So these are the things which keeps on distracting or moving the mind of the desire being realms. Or in other words, we can say that the mind of the desire being realms are always under the influence of these eight worldly concerns. Okay, so it keep on creating the wave inside the mind of a desire being realm. So due to which it cannot, the mind cannot become stable. So your mind should be very stable, um, or in other word, we say that your mind should be in the certain meditative equipoise where the teaching of Buddhas arises non-conceptually, and then only you will be breaking all those fetters which keeps on you binding you in these suffering realms. So samprajanya means being aware of those things, those environments, those conditionings which keeps on making your mind unsettled and protecting that awareness. Okay, in this chapter, you will find that Acharya Santideva will be talking about what are the disadvantages of um, not protecting that conscious mind and how to protect that conscious mind. Okay, he will be talking about those things in these chapters so that you keep yourself away from those type of circumstances, being mindful of what is going around you. um, you keep your mind away from those things, and then you can acquire the certain stillness in your mind where you can do the inside meditation and the teaching arises non-conceptually in that mind, and you free yourself from the suffering realms. Okay, so he will be talking about how to guard the consciousness or awareness, how to be alert, how to not get influenced by those eight worldly concerns. Okay, so these are Acharya Santideva will be talking about these things in this chapter. Okay, so I have translated it as a Samprajanya Raksha as a protecting consciousness, or you can say guarding the consciousness, guarding the awareness, so that it doesn't get influenced by all those things of the desire being realms. But for the beings of form realms and formless realms, something else distract them. So, but we are the our mind is that of the mind of the desire being realm. So we talk about only the things that distract us, not the beings of the form realms or formless realms. Okay, so let's go to the stanzas. Okay, there are 109 stanzas, and I think it will take nearly 3 hours for me to finish all those stanzas. But you can always, if you get tired, I don't think you can hear all those teaching in 3 hours, but you can always pause the teaching and then come back again and start. And also, Buddhist teaching are not only for to be heard or to be read only once and then forget. You have to keep on revising those teaching again and again repeatedly so that this new conditioning starts in your mind. Okay, the old conditioning gets wiped out with this new conditioning, new way of thinking. Okay, so that is a kind of being, in meditation. That's what you do. You keep on, when your mind is calm and still, you keep on contemplating those things so that new conditioning, new way of thinking develop in your mind. Your mind get habituated with this new way of thinking, and that habit gets manifested in your through your body and through your speech. Okay, that is the idea of hearing and or reading something repeatedly so that it becomes your habit. Okay, so let's go to the stanza. The first stanza goes like this. शिक्षां रक्षितु कामेन चित्तं रक्ष्यं प्रयत्नता न शिक्षा रक्षितुं शक्या चलं चित्तम रक्ष्यता. So he's saying same thing which I was talking just before. If you want to remember the teaching of the Buddha, you need to protect your mind. First, you need to calm your mind, because if your mind is keep on distracting, keep on, it's like a wave. If your mind is keep on, agitating by the objects of desires, and or by the praise, by the popularity, by the material gains, then you will those teaching will not retain in your mind. So first of all, if you want to retain those teachings in your mind, you need to find the ways to calm your mind or protect your mind. Here, protect your mind means mind is the consciousness. So he's saying that protect your consciousness, protect your awareness, so that it doesn't get under the influence of, it doesn't get influenced by all those sort of the things which are found in the desire realms, like praise, happiness, popularities, money, all those things. So second stanza, Adanta matta dhatanga nakurvanti hatam betham karoti yama bichado muktaschitta matangaja. Even a intoxicated elephant cannot produce that suffering, which untamed mind. He's seeing the mind as an untamed mind, which this mind, untamed mind, has capable of producing the suffering of avijji hell. So this untamed mind, this is the meaning of this stanza is that this our mind is more dangerous than unstrained mad intoxicated elephant, because that elephant cannot produce the pain of avijji hell. But our mind is so dangerous, untamed mind is so dangerous that it can produce the suffering of Abhichi. That's what he's saying in stanza 2. Baddhascheta chitta matanga smriti rajva samantata bhayam mastagatam sarvam krishnam kalyanamagatam. So if you bind this this mad elephant like mind with the rope of mindfulness from all directions, then every fear will disappear. The fear of the hills will disappear, and everything fall in the right place. Everything becomes peaceful and virtuous. If you tame, only if you can tame this unstrained mind. व्याघ्र सिंह गजारिच्छ सर्पा सर्वे च शत्रव सर्वे नरकपालाश्च डाकिन्यौ राक्षसास्तदा. Okay, tigers, Bagra means tiger, Singha means lion, Gaja means elephant, Richa means bear, Sarpa means snake, and all other other enemies, and all other guardians of the hell, all the demonesses, all the demons. Okay, he's talking about the all the dangerous things which we are fearful of. Okay, let's go to the stanza 5. So sarve baddha bhavanti te chittasya bandhana. So those fearful things he was talking in the stanza 4 will become tamed, can be bind if we bind our own mind. And if we subdue our mind, then all other things, tigers, elephant, snakes, all the demons, demonesses, guardians of the hills, all they get subdued if we subdue our mind. That's what he's saying in stanza 4 and 5. Yasmat bhayani sarvani dukhani pramitani cha chitta deva bhavantiti katitam tattva. Why they get tired? Because all the fears, And all other, immeasurable sufferings, they all start from the mind. And he is referring to the Buddha, because he has said that all the fears of the hell, all the fears of elephant, and dangerous animals, all the fears of demons, they all starts from our own mind. So if we bind this mind, then other fearful things are, or fears are, get subdued. That is why we need to subdue our mind, not external things, but the mind itself. We need to subdue it. We need to bind it, because unbind mind has capacity to produce all the suffering of the hells. Okay, whatever thing is scaring us, they are produced because of our own mind. That's what the meaning of the stanza 6. शस्त्राणि केन नरके घटितानि प्रयत्नत तप्ताय कुटिमं केन कुतो जातास्तता स्त्रिय. Okay, so in the hell, it is said that there is a really molten floor. Okay, and there are the women's, who calls you from far away, and if you chase those women, then you end up getting in the such type of trees whose leaf of which are really sharp like a blade. Okay, and then you get caught if you chase those women. So Acharya Santideva is asking, who made that weapon in the hell, and who created those women in those suffering realms. Papachittam samudbhutam tattat sargam tattat tattat Jagomuni. So answer to that question. He asked question in the stanza 7, and then he is answering that in stanza 8 by saying Papachittam samudbhutam. Your own non-virtuous mind, your own evil mind has created those molten floor, those women, those weapons in the hell. That is why, and he said that Buddha has said that. That is why in the three realms, he's talking three realms means the realm of desired being realm, form realm, and formless realm. So in these three realms, these are all suffering realms. In these three realms, nothing is more fearsome than your own mind. That's what he's saying in stanza 8. Papa chittam samudbhutam tattat jagau muni tasmanna kaschitта त्रैलोक्ये चित्तादन्यो भयानक. Okay, let's go to next stanza. अदरिद्रम जगत कृत्वा दान पारमिता यदि जगद्दरिद्र मद्यापि सा कथम पूर्वतायिनाम. So it is said that in Mahayana Buddhism, it is said that it is important to do the perfection of generosity, perfection of ethical conduct, perfection of passions, perfections of energy, perfection of other things. So if then only you become the Buddha. Okay, so there are 10 perfections, so you have to perfect those things. For example, perfect the generosity. You have to perfect yourself, your mind, uh, of generosity. Then only you become Buddha. And Acharya Santideva is asking, if the perfection of the generosity makes the world free of poverty, then the world is still poor. We see the poor people around us. Then how come the generosity of those previous Buddha and Bodhisattvas, who he has called as a protector, Tain, how did their generosity perfected then? The world is still poor. Falena saha sarvasva. The answer is the falena saha sarvasva tyaga chitta jane khile dana paramita pokta tasma sa chitta mevatu. Okay, the answer is, it is said that generosity is perfected by renouncing everything from your own mind. Doesn't matter someone your poverty is not finished or not in the world, but if you are capable of renouncing everything from your mind, for the sake of all beings, then that is the perfection of generosity. Perfection of generosity doesn't mean that making someone who is poor rich. It means that you yourself, your mind yourself, is capable of renouncing everything for the sake of all beings. Okay. Similarly, in stanza 11, Matsadaya kwanientam marayam etonatan labde birachichittetu sila paramitamata. Now he is talking about the perfection of ethical conducts. So perfection of ethical conducts means you are not, killing, you are not stealing. Okay. So for that, you can either take the, here he is saying fish, either the fish away from your mind, and all the animals away from your mind, all the monies away from your mind, all the, woman and husband, all the man, so that you don't steal, you don't kill, you don't do sexual misconducts, which is not possible. He says that there are so many animals in the world. There are so many women who are inside, enticing, who are capable to entice you. There are so many, handsome men who is capable of, attracting you. How many people, how many animals you will get rid of from your sight in order to perfect your ethical conducts? But rather, if you obtain the mind through the practice, which is able to detach from all these things, outer things, then that is regarded as the perfection of morality. That's what he is saying in stanza 11. Kieto mara isyami durjanan gaganopaman. Marite krodha chittetu marita sarva satrava. Okay, there are so many people who don't like you in the world. There are so many people who you don't like, who you consider as enemy. Then how many, to make yourself free of those enemy who are as vast as the sky itself, how many enemies you will kill in order to make yourself free from the enemy? That is not possible. But if you kill your angry mind, then all those enemy will be killed themselves. You don't need to kill them. You just kill your anger, then all those enemy will die themselves. There won't be any enemy if you don't have the angry mind. If you have compassionate mind, then you won't see anyone as enemy. Everyone will be as dear as your parents, your son, your children's. Okay, that's what he is saying in stanza 12. भूमिं छादयितुं सर्वान् कुतश्चर्म भविष्यति उपान्न सर्व मात्रेण छन्ना भवति मेदिनी. Okay, this whole earth, okay, is full of all those, all the, what you call, rocks, thorns. So if you want to walk in those, surface of the earth, then those thorns, those rocks has capacity to injure your feet. Okay, so either you can cover all those earth with the skin so that your feet gets protected, or what you can do is that you can, use the slipper, and the amount of the skin which is needed to make the slipper is also capable of covering all the earth. You don't need to cover all the earth with the skin, which is not possible. You won't find such a huge, large amount of skin to cover the world. But if you find the skin which is capable to produce the shoes, that much of the skin is capable of, covering all the earth. That's what he is saying in stanza 13. बाह्य भाव मया तद्वत् शक्य वारयितुं नहि स्वचित्तं वारयिष्यामि किं माने निवारितै. Okay, so the outer things are so in vast amount. Okay, the earth is so vastly, you know, um, huge. Earth surface is so vast. Enemies are so vast. They are as vast as the sky, and the animals are so vast. Likeable objects are so vast. Dislikable objects are so vast. You can't control all those vast outside things, but if you control your mind, But you can control your mind. That's what he's saying in 14. You can't control the outer's mind. You can't control. It's not possible. So I will control my own mind. What the use for me by controlling other beings? That's what he is saying in stanza 14. सहापि बाकशरीराभ्यां मन्दवित्तेन तत्फलम् एत् एत्पटुरेक कस्यापि चित्तस्य भ्रमतादिकम्. So if you do anything with absent mind, your body and speech is doing something, but your mind is not focused on that action. That this type of doing of anything without, with your absent mind, doesn't have capacity to produce that result, that meditative absorption of Burma, which merely one focused mind can produce. That's the meaning of stanza 15. जपांसि सर्वाणि दीर्घकाल कीर्तन्यपि अन्यचित्तेन मन्देन वृत्तैवेत्याह सर्वविद. So no matter how many chantings you do, how many prostrations you do, but your mind is not focused on your activity of body and speech. If you're doing the chanting and if you're doing the prostrations, all those things, with your distracted dull mind, then it's just useless. It doesn't matter how many years you have been doing those things, how many millions of Modi Padme Hum chanting, for example, you have done. But if you are doing with those things with distracted dull mind, then that's useless. That's what Buddha has saying. So he's saying the importance of focused mind, okay, conscious mind, fully alert mind. So that's what he's talking about here. Let's go to stanza 17. Dukham hantum sukham praptum te brahmanti mudambare yaire tad dharma sarvaswam chittam dvuyam na bhavitam. Those who do not understand all the phenomena are nothing other than this sacred mind. They wander in the world aimlessly, trying to control outer things, trying to eliminate the sufferings by controlling outer things, and acquire the happiness by controlling outer things. Because these people do not understand that it is your mind which needs to be controlled, because all the phenomena, all the fears you see outside, all the friends you see outside, all the enemies you see outside are nothing other than your own mind. It's useless. This type of people who do not understand, they just wander in the world aimlessly, trying to eliminate the suffering and acquire the happiness by controlling external objects. तस्मात् स्वधिष्ठितं चित्तं मया कार्यं सुरक्षितं चित्तं चित्त रक्षा व्रतं मुक्त्वा बहुविकीं मम व्रते. That is why it is safe for me to have safe self-guarded mind. So not doing, putting aside this practice of protection of your own mind, what is the benefit of doing all other things, other types of practices? So he's asking the question here. So having put aside the practice, if you don't practice to protect your mind, there won't be any benefit of doing all other types of practices if your mind is not under your control. That's what he's saying. So it is safe for me to have safe guarded mind. So this should be my practice. This should be my brata to protect my own mind, rather than doing all sort of fasting, all sort of practices they do in Nepal and India culture, like you go and take bath in the holy water, you fast for this month, this many of weeks, then all these all call under the sila Bharta paramarsa. If you stand in your one leg, it will remove the suffering. If you walk like a dog, it will remove your suffering. So many practices they are done in the name of Bharta. So Acharya Santideva is saying those Bharta won't suffer, one benefit me. The only thing that will benefit me is the birth of protecting my own mind. Chitta Rakshabrata will help me to free myself. Fasting and then standing in one feet, showering in holy waters, all those things are useless because they are not capable of protecting me or freeing me from the suffering realm. That's what he's saying in stanza 18. He's talking of the Sila Bharta Paramarsa, the view that all type of conducts will free me from the suffering. Okay, in the stanza 18. In stanza 19, यथा चपल मध्यस्थो रक्षति व्रणमादरात् एवं दुर्जन मध्यस्थो रक्षेत चित्त व्रणम sorry, sada. So when you are amongst the the non-virtuous peoples, okay, at that time they do all non-virtuous type of for them there's they don't have any awareness of what is virtuous and what is non-virtuous. They do is that makes themselves happy, and then that will make them the so-called their loved ones happy. Okay, they are they won't even hesitate to hurt another person to make themselves happy or to protect their loved one. So while you are in amongst this type of people with this type of mentality, then you should protect your mind as if you are protecting your the wound in your body while you are amongst um, the beings who are careless. Okay, that's what he's saying in stanza 19. "Yatha chapala madhyasto rachitya brahmadarat." Just like when you are amongst the among the crowd, you protect your body, the wound in your body. In the same way, you need to protect this wound of mind while you are amongst the malicious beings, because they have capacity. If your mind is not protected, or if your mind is not tapped, if you don't guard your mind, then those malicious beings, I know, activities of body and speech is able to harm you. So you should see your mind as a wound and protect yourself, this wound of mind, from while you are in amongst the malicious beings. Okay, Brahma Dukha Lavad Vito Rachami Brahma Dara. He's saying same thing. So out of fear of getting pain from the wound, how I protect my wound. And similarly, Sangat Pravata Ghatat Bhitas Chittat Pranana Kim. So why not protect the wound in the form of mind out of fear of getting crossed in the Sangat mountain, which is a mountain, which is a movable mountain. So where the beings who do non-virtuous deeds get crossed. These mountains are the movable type of mountains, and then they just cross the hill being in between them. They move themselves. The mountain move, and then they cross the this type of evil beings in the hill. Okay, so if you are amongst the non-virtuous people and then do whatever they want, get influenced by them, then you create the negative karma, which will lead you to taking rebirth in the hell, where you might get cross between those mountains, which is called Sangat Parvat. Then with that fear, you should be fearful of that pain of getting crossed between the mountains. So with that fear, you need to protect your mind, which is like a wound. You should protect your mind like you protect your wound in the body. Similarly, you should protect the mind out of fear of getting crossed in between the Sangat mountain in the hill. Okay, that's what he's saying in stanza 20. Anena hi biharena biharan durjane supi. No, he's saying that you need to behave in this way amongst the malicious being too, and while you are amongst the wanton type of woman. Wanton woman, they say, the women who will, try to, attract you with their, physical and verbal activities. Then you should be, he's saying that you should behave in the same way between, when you are with, amongst the malicious people as well as the, wrong types of women. The wanton is the word. So a says a practitioner, should not allow destruction of their composure while they are amongst the malicious beings and wanton women, because these people will take you, um, influence your mind, and then that mind will, lead toward the suffering realms. So you need to be while amongst being amongst, while you are in amongst those malicious beings and non-virtuous beings, and non-virtuous women, they will try to influence you. So you need to be really, you should you should not let your allow anyone to destruction of your composure. You need to be calm, and you should always understand what is virtuous and what is non-virtuous. You should always watch your mind whether it is getting influenced by those non-virtuous beings. Okay. Lava नश्यन्तु मे कामं सत्कारकाय जीवितम् नश्येत अन्येत च kusalam mato chittam kadachana. So he's saying, where, you know he's talking about eight worldly concerns here. Love means the profit, honor, your own body, your life. May they get destroyed. Doesn't matter. May my marriage also, the marriage of virtuous deeds also get destroyed. But this awakened mind, this virtuous mind, which want to be Buddha, in order to help all the beings, um, get out of the suffering, this mind should never be destroyed. Let everything destroy, but never this mind. चित्तं रक्षितु कामानां मयै सक्रियते अंजलि स्मृतिं च संप्रजन्यं च सर्वयत्नेन रक्षिता. So now he is saying, with the folded hand, I request all of those who want to protect your mind, you protect the, mindfulness and awareness with full effort. That's what he is saying in Smritim cha samprajanyam cha sarvayatnena cha. So samprajanya and smriti, the full alertness and mindfulness, always protect it effortfully. So I, with my folded hand, I request everyone who wish to protect that mind, they protect the mindfulness and awareness. Vyadyakulo naro yedvan न क्षेमः सर्वकर्मसु तथाभ्याम विकलम चित्तम न क्षेमम सर्वकर्मसु. Why you have to protect the smriti and samprajanya, or mindfulness and awareness? Because the mind which is devoid of these two, mindfulness and awareness, is like a being who has a disease. It's not capable of doing anything. Someone who is sick is not able to move their body, not able to do anything. Similarly, the mind which is devoid of these two is also a sick mind, like a sick body, sick mind. It is not capable of doing anything. That is why, you need to protect the smriti and samprajanya, um, if you want to protect your mind. That's what he's saying. Now, smriti means the mindfulness. Okay. In the Buddhist context, smriti means can be seen as the memories of, those 10 virtues and 10 non-virtuous deeds. Okay. And then samprajanya means, being fully aware of your mind, whether it is now thinking virtuous things or non-virtuous things. So that's how smriti and samprajanya works, in the context of, Buddhism. Okay. So you need to always remember what are the virtuous deeds, what are the non-virtuous deeds. That is the smriti. And always see your mind whether non-virtuous thought is arising in there. If it's making plan to um, to hurt another person. So you need to always watch your mind, whether to find out in which side it is, in is if there is virtuous thought is arising there or non-virtuous thought is arising. So that is the samprajanya. Okay, not only mind, body and speech also. Okay, you need to watch mind first. Mind, everything starts from the mind, then it gets manifested through the speech and body. So you need to be mindful of your thought process, how your body is acting, how your words speech are coming, and those speech, so those activity of body, those activity of mind are virtuous and non-virtuous. For that you need to remember what are virtuous, what are non-virtuous. So in Buddhism there are um, 10 virtuous deeds and 10 non-virtuous deeds. Three of them are those done by mind, four of those are done by lying, stealing, all those sexual misconduct, wrong view, all those things. um, I've already discussed about this in my previous videos, so you can go and refresh your memories there. So you always need to keep protect your mind by protecting, by remembering, memorizing what are the virtuous and what are the non-virtuous deeds, and by watching if your mind, if your thought process is virtuous or non-virtuous, if your speech is virtuous, if you are lying, or you are if you are your speech is dividing people, if you are really harsh with another being, all those things. If you are if you are just gossiping about other things, useless chattering you are doing, those non-virtuous deeds, or if you are killing through your bodies. So you need to be mindful of, aware of those things. So mindful and awareness comes always together. Okay, mindful of what, awareness of what, mindful of virtuous and non-virtuous, awareness of your mind, body and speech, so that it is not doing anything that is non-virtuous. Okay, so he is saying that as a in stanza 24, as a sick person is not capable of doing anything. Similarly, the mind which is devoid of mindfulness and awareness is like a sick person. It is not capable of doing anything. Okay, anything virtuous. Okay, because we want to do virtuous deeds, so it's not capable of doing anything virtuous. It will just go in, in his pattern. However he is habituated to do, it will just do automatic. It will go in the automatic, autopilot move. So if you are in desire-being realms, then it gets influenced by all the objects of desire-being realm. And if you leave it in the autopilot mode, then it will definitely do the things that are non-virtuous. So you need to be always be aware of your mind. That's what he's saying in these stanzas, especially in 24. Okay. असंप्रजन्य चित्तस्य श्रुत चिंतित भावितम ससिद्र कुंभ जलवन न स्मितावव तिष्ठते. So if your mind is not fully aware, okay, of what is thought process, then your mind will be like the mind which is which is not aware of itself is like a pot which has a hole. No matter how much water you pour it there, in that pot with the hole, the water won't stay there. The pot cannot retain the water. It will never get filled. Similarly, if your mind is devoid of awareness, no matter how much teaching you read, how much how many teachings you hear, it doesn't stay in the mind. It doesn't influence the mind. It won't change your habitual pattern. That's what he is saying in stanza 25. Aneke sruta bantopi sadda yatna parapi asamprasanya dosena bhavatyapatti kasmala. It doesn't matter how many things you have, how many teachings you have heard, how learned you are, how faithful you are, how diligent you are. Okay, but if your mind lacks the awareness, then due to that fault, um, you transgress. You become disgraceful of transgression. Okay, you will not be aware of what should be done, what should not be done. Then you get disgraced by your own non-virtuous deeds due to your lack of awareness. Doesn't matter how many books you read, how many teachings you hear. Doesn't matter if you have really faith faith on the Buddhist teaching, on Buddhas, towards Buddha, and no matter how much hardworking you are, if you lack the awareness, then the lack of awareness is the fault. Due to that fault, you will be disgraced. You will transgress the Buddha's word, and you will become disgraceful. That's what he's saying in stanza 26. Asamprajanya chaurena smriti mosanusarina upachityapi punyani musitayanti durgatim. So this he's saying this on awareness as a thief. Okay, let me make this correction here. Okay, so he is visualizing this awareness as a thief that follows the memory loss. Okay, this thief of unawareness follows the memory loss, someone who has loss of memory. And even though that person has accumulated huge amount of merits, this thief will deceive them, that person who has memory loss, who doesn't uh, remember what is virtuous, what is non-virtuous, then it will rob them and then send them to this thief will rob them, and these people will be robbed by this thief of unawareness, and they go to the unvirtuous realm. Doesn't matter how many merits they have accumulated. Doesn't matter how generous they are. If they don't remember, if they don't retain the teaching of Buddha, what Buddha has said, then their merits only is not capable of um, getting them out of these suffering realms. Eventually, they will go to the unfortunate or unfortunate realm. Okay, that's what he is saying in stanza 27. Klesha taskara sangoyam avatara gavesaka prapyavataram mustanti hanti sadgati jivitam. So if you have memory loss, if your mind is unaware, or your mind is devoid of awareness and memory loss. Okay, see this awareness and memory as a guard, okay, which protect your mind. But if those guard are absent, then the group of afflictions such as anger, attachment, ignorance, pride, jealousy, all those groups of affliction, um, who are in source of opportunity. As soon as they see that these two guard are absent from this mind, then they just attack that mind and then rob that mind of its merits. Doesn't matter how much merits they have accumulated, it will rob that merits and destroy their fortunate life. So if so so that's how important the mindfulness and awareness is. If you are virtuous person, doesn't matter how many how much merits you have accumulated in the past, but in present, if you are like absent minded, if you don't remember what you are doing through your body, speech and mind, then those merits gets destroyed, due to which your fortunate life will also get destroyed and you end up going to the unfortunate realm. That's what he's saying in stanza 27 and 28. तस्मात् स्मृति मनोद्वारान् नापनेया कदाचन गतापि पटुपस्ताप्य samsmritya pyayiki betam. That is why, if you are absent-minded, then no matter how much virtuous deed you have done in the past, um, you know, you will end up going to the unfortunate realms. That is why you should never allow the memory or mindfulness, awareness get removed from the door of mind. You always need to put these two things as your guard, mindfulness and awareness. And if it's gone, then you should always be mindful of, being yourself. You should be mindful of being absent-minded, and you should always bring your memories and your awareness and establish on the door of mind by remembering the suffering of unfortunate realm, by remembering what happens if you are absent-minded. You might end up doing negativity because that's how you are habituated so far. So you are trying to change your habit. So for that you need to have that mindfulness and that awareness, on the gate of your mind, so that you keep on watching your mind, so that whenever you see the non-virtuous thought arising in your mind, you just catch it and then do exactly opposite. That's how you change the pattern, your habitual pattern. Okay, you need to be mindful of what's happening in your mind, and then as soon as you say your habitual negative pattern is coming, you just catch it and then apply the exact opposite. For example, if you see your mind becoming malicious and angry towards another being, then you always with the apply the antidote of compassion and kindness. Okay, so for that you need to be always aware of your mind. Always you keep your mindfulness on the door of the mind. And if it's gone, if you see that it has gone, then you always bring it back. Bring the memory back, bring your mindfulness back, bring your awareness back to your mind. Always watch what's happening in your mind, not in the outer world, because you can't control outer world, but you can control your mind. For that you need to keep your memories and awareness as a guard on the door of the mind. So you should never allow these two things, two guards, away go away from the door of mind. That's what he's saying in stanza 27, sorry, 29. उपाध्यायानुशासन्या विद्याप्यादरकारिणां धन्यानां गुरु संवासात् सुकरम जायते स्मृति. Those who are disciplined by spiritual master, who are always fearful of the spiritual master, who always respect their spiritual master, these fortunate ones who are staying close to the spiritual masters, who has got opportunity to live with the spiritual masters, the mindfulness will, out of the fear and reverent, out of the discipline, the mindfulness, they are fearful, they're shameful of their own act. So for this type of fortunate beings, um, the mindfulness is produced spontaneously, because you know someone is watching me, my guru is watching me. So if you are fearful of those things, then your mindfulness never leaves the door of the mind. It will be produced spontaneously. That's what he's saying in stanza 30. बुद्धाश्च बोधिसत्त्वाश्च सर्वत्र व्याहते क्षणा सर्वमेवाग्रहस्तेषां तेषामस्मि पुरस्थित इति धात्वा तथा तिष्ठेत् प्रपादरभयान्वित बुद्धानुस्मृतिपेवं भवेत् तस्य मुहुर्मुहुः. Okay, it is said that the Buddha and Bodhisattvas are capable of seeing everything, without any hindrance. So that means everything is in front of them. Okay, nothing is hidden from them. They are capable of seeing. They have sun sight. Okay, they can see anywhere without any hindrance. That means they can see me also, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. So I am standing in front of them naked. They are able to see me inside out. If you have those type of thought, if you think like that, um, and then remain shameful, of your non-virtuous deeds, respectful and fearful of the Buddha and Bodhisattva, then your practice of mindfulness of Buddha will also happens repeatedly. That's what he is saying, um, in stanza 32. Okay, so mindfulness of, not only mindfulness of body, speech and mind, but the mindfulness of Buddha will also happens repeatedly in this way. If you start thinking that everything is transparent in front of Buddha, they know what I'm doing, even though I can see, I can think that I'm stealing in absence of everyone, other people, no one is watching me while stealing, but Buddha and Bodhisattva can watch. Even though I can't see them, they are always watching me. If you remain with this type of thought, then out of shameful, respectful and fearful, if you remain like that, then your mindfulness of, not only body, speech and mind, but your Buddha, mindfulness of Buddha also will happen repeatedly in this way. That's what he is saying in stanza 32. सम्प्रजन्यं तदा याति न च यात्यागतं पुनः स्मृति यदा मनोद्वारे रक्षार्थम अवतिष्ठते. Okay, so if the memory of what is virtuous, what is non-virtuous, if the memory of Buddha is watching me, all those things stays in the door of the door of the mind, then samprajanya also comes, and once it comes, it won't go again. That's what he's saying. If you put smriti in the so there are two things, okay, smriti and samprajanya. Smriti is the memory of the what is virtuous, what is non-virtuous, and samprajanya is the always watching your mind whether it is acting virtuously and non-virtuously. So if you keep the smriti in your, so these two guards, one of the guard, if you keep one of the guard on the door, then another guard will follow itself. Okay, this smriti and samprajanya always work in the pair. If there is one thing there, then another one will come itself, and then when it comes, then it will not go again. If you put the smriti, mindfulness, on the door of your mind for the protection, then awareness also comes itself. It follows the mindfulness and it comes itself, and once it comes, it won't go again. That's what he's saying in stanza 33. पूर्वं तावदिदं जित्तं सदोपस्थाप्य मिदिशं निरिन्द्रियेणैव मया स्थातव्यं काष्ठवत् तथा sada. Firstly, this mind should always be placed in this way. Okay, like there should be always the mindfulness um, and the awareness on the door of mind. So you have to put your mind like that, and then you should always establish your mind like a piece of wood without stains. Okay, let's go to next stanza. निष्फला नेत्र विक्षेप्या न कर्तव्या कदाचन निध्यायतिव सततम कार्य दृष्टि रदोगता. So you should not move your eye here and there without any reason, and your gaze should be always kept downward. You should be always watching toward the on the downwardly, if you as if you are meditating. Okay, so you should not let your mind to go move here and there uselessly, wander here and there. Moving your eye here and there means like you are trying to find out what's happening in the world. Okay, what's happening in another person's life, what another person is eating, what another person is wearing. So Acharya Santideva is doing saying that don't do that. You keep your mind, keep your eye focus downwardly. Don't just try to look around the world and try to see what's happening in another person's life. That is useless. That thing will distract your mind. So one of the way to protect your mind is always keep your mind, your gaze, your eye. So everything comes inside, mostly through the eye. So always keep your eye downwardly as if you are meditating. Okay, so some say that keep your eye, focus of your eye on the tip of your nose. Sometimes some say that on the sky in front of you, or ground on, you know um, or on the ground. So Acharya Santideva, as if is saying that as if you are meditating, always keep your eye downwardly. Don't let it move here and there. Don't try to find out what's happening in another person's life. Then you will start gossiping about them. Then you will start chattering about them. Then you will start making, if that thing is likable, then you will try to start making plans to gain that thing. So in order to stop the wandering of your mind, always keep your mind downwardly. Dishti visrama hetustu disa paschet kadachana. However, sometimes if you keep on watching in one place, then your eye gets tired. Then to give the rest to the eye, then you should look in other direction also, in open direction also. That's fine. Abhasa matram distvasa swagatartham bilokayat. And while looking like that around, then if you see someone saw you seeing that person, then always look at them. Don't ignore them. Just give them a smile as if you are welcoming them. Okay, otherwise like that another person will see, think that you are trying to ignore that person and how arrogant you will be. So this will create the disharmony in the society. So if you see someone, always, and if that person saw you seeing that person, then always smile and be welcoming to them. That's what he's saying in stanza 36, just to avoid unnecessary harming another, hurting another person, because that will create the drama. Okay, so just avoid the drama. That's what Acharya Santideva is saying. Avoid the drama by keeping your gaze on the ground as if you are meditating. And sometimes if your eye is tired, just look around, and if you see people looking you, then always smile them. Okay, that's what he's saying. Always welcome them. That's what he's saying in stanza 36. Margado bhayam bodhartham muhu pasya chaturdisam. Okay, while you are walking somewhere, if you are doing walking meditation, then in order to find the dangers on the road, you always look around in four directions. Diso visrame vicheta paravirtava prishtava. So if you want to see on the back, just don't keep on walking and seeing, because you might just bang on the something and injured yourself. Always, if you want to see on the back, stop, turn around, and then see. That's what he's saying in stanza 37. Saret pa saret papi pura pasyanna nirupesa. If you want to move forward or go backward, you do this type of going forward and going backward after only inspection. Evam sarvasu astasu karyam buddha samacharit. So he is saying, he's talking about the mindfulness of body. Okay, here. So if you move forward, if you go backward, if you are walking on the road, then always look around to find out if there is any danger. So how your body should be while you're walking, how you be mindful of your external environment, you be mindful of your body, you be mindful of your mind, all those things he will be talking in this chapter. So here he is talking about be mindful of your how you walking. Okay, how you walking forward. Be mindful of how you walking backward. Be mindful while looking on the back. You just stop and then turn around and see it. Look around the environment you are walking. Maybe there is danger. Okay, so be mindful of your body. That's what he's saying in stanza 38. And he's saying that in similarly, whatever you do, you just understand. You perform that task after proper understanding of your environment. Okay, your body, your speech, your mind. That's what he's saying here. Kaya naivam avasteya mityam chipya kriyam puna. Okay, so your mind should be remaining in this stage. First you decide how your body posture should be, then um, then having decided that posture, you start doing your walks, and then in between that walks also, how is your body? You should examine that again and again. So here also he's saying be mindful of your body. Whatever tasks you are doing, always be mindful of how you are carrying your body. निरूप्य सर्व यत्नेन चित्तमत्तस्थिपस्तका धर्मचिन्ता महास्तम्भे यथाबद्धो न मुच्यते. So he's saying that in previous stanza he was talking about the mindfulness of body. Here he's talking about mindfulness of your mind. Chitta matta vidya. So he is comparing the mind, saying the mind as a wild elephant. So you always need to examine this wild elephant, which is in the form of your mind, with all effort. So you should tie this mind to the great pillar. He's seeing the virtuous and non-virtuous deeds as a great pillar, and um, and you always tie your mind to this great pillar of virtues in such a way um, that it doesn't get free. Okay. So always he's saying that always remember what is virtuous, what is non-virtuous, and you bind that your mind to that pillar of virtue, so that it doesn't get distracted, doesn't do the non-virtuous thing other than virtuous, it doesn't do anything other than virtuous deed. So you bind this mind to that pillar of contemplation of virtues. Okay, that's what he's saying in stanza 40. कुत्र मे वर्तत इति प्रत्यवेक्ष्यं तथा मन समाधानधुर नैव क्षणमपि तथा. So whatever work you do, you always examine, you know, where is your mind, what is it thinking, and then you should samadhi dhuri. I think he's talking about here is the whenever you do the meditation, you always take one object for your for your meditation to establish the calmness. You take the focal object. So he's saying that never allow your mind, always watch your mind to find out what it is doing, and so that it is not out of the focal object of meditation. That's what he is saying in samadhana dhura naiva chadama pusijatata. So that it even for an instant it doesn't get out of get escaped from the focal object. So he's talking about the meditation. Okay, when you have the focal object, when you decide on a focal object, where to focus your mind, then you always watch your mind and see what is it doing, whether it's still focused on that object or not. That's what. So you need to always inspect your mind in this manner. That's what he's saying in stanza 41. Vayotsavadi sambandhe edya sakto ethasukam. But if you are in fear, if you are in celebration, your mind cannot focus on the focal object. So in that context, ethasakto ethasukam, whatever is easy, you do that. Um, uh, because it is said that while you are doing, if generosity, at the time of generosity, you can, the ethical context can be ignored. You can let your mind to get distracted if you are doing generosity. Yes, that means you are involving with another person. So at that tactics, you can let your mind, because you are not able to focus, so you can let your mind to little bit distract, because ethical conduct can be ignored at that time while you are doing generosity. Yet buddha kartura marabdam tatonneta vichinte. So once you after much contemplation about some tasks, you decided to start that task, then um, you should not think anything else until tadeva tavan nispadyam tadgatena antaratma. So use your mind, you should do that task until that task is completed with the focused mind, the mind which is focused on that task only. So he's saying that do anything you want, whatever you decided that this is virtuous deed, I want to do this thing, or any practices you decided to start, then you always focus on do that task with your wholehearted mind, okay, not the distracted mind, until that task is finished. Evam hi sukhitam sarvam anyatha no bhayam bhavet. In this way only you will perform that task, um, nicely, accomplish that task. Otherwise, if you don't have focused mind, then your mind, you will not accomplish that mind, that task. And your affliction of awareness, being the mind, absent minded, this is the affliction which keeps on growing. If you get in habit of doing anything without your focused mind, then that habit of that is affliction, and that affliction will keep on increasing, and you will become more and more um, absent minded. Okay, so he's talking about the habitual pattern. So if you develop the habit of doing things with your focused mind, your full attention, you give your full attention to tasks, then that will increase your habit of being focused. But if you keep on doing the tasks with absent minded, then that will also increase the habit of being absent minded, and that absent minded, that habit becomes more stronger, keep on increasing. That have you, the affliction will keep on increasing, and your mind will become more concrete, um, habituated with these afflictions. Nana bida parlape su vartamane sone kada. Okay, whatever thing is happening, your present affair. Okay, what is happening in your present affair, in your life, in your country, in your surrounding. Okay, and so curiosity about those things, all those things, what's happening in your surrounding, in your country, in your life, as well as different type of chattering, desire to chatter about useless things, spending your time talking about other people, talking about um, useless thing. If that type of desire and curiosity arises in the mind, then kill that desire and curiosity, because that has capacity to distract your mind. You will forget your goal. You will forget about your mindfulness will be lost. Your awareness will be lost, and you will not be able to retain the teaching of Buddha, and you will not be able to get out of the suffering of these realms. So if this type of curiosity to talk about useless things, chatter about useless things, chatter about um, whatever affair, present affair, in your surrounding arises, then kill that curiosity and desire. Okay, don't let your mind wander in those curiosity and desire, get lost in those curiosity and desires. That's what he's saying in 46, stanza 46. Oh, that's 45, not 46. मन mardana tida chedana. Man mardana means crossing the soul, Trida cheda means plucking the grass, useless things. You don't have anything to say. You just cross the soil, pluck the grasses, draw the marks on the road. These are the things they used to do when there was no mobile. Now our distraction is like going through other people's life profile. What they are eating, what they are talking about. Gossiping through the mobile. Okay, so if Acharya Santi Deva was in today's world, then he would have said, don't go through going through other people, wonder about other people's life through your mobile phone. Okay, so he's saying that all these useless things should be stopped, remembering the teaching of the Buddha. Smitva tathagatim sitsam vitastacheda utsrijet. So whatever um, useless things like plucking the grass, crossing the soil, drawing the marks on the road, um, just going through profile picture for other people, trying to see what they are going through, what's happening in their lives. Just stop doing those things by remembering the teachings of Buddha out of fear of all those useless acts. you know you should stop them immediately doing you should stop doing those things immediately by remembering the teachings of Buddha, because you are making your mind habitual of wasting your energy in you just wasting your time going through the profile of another people's through your phone. You're just wasting your time in knowing what another person is eating, what another person is you know wearing, what another person is talking, useless thing. You're just wasting your time, and also habitually you're making your habit of going through after those things, and that will not lead you out of the suffering realm. So you should, out of being fearful that this thing will trap me to this suffering realm, you should stop this type of activity immediately. That's what he's saying in stanza 46. यदा चलितु काम स्यात् वक्तु कामोऽपि वा भवेत्. When desire to move, desire to say something arises in your mind. So chittam pratibechadau kurya dharina yutiva. So first, having examined your mind, what's happening in your mind, what is the motivation arising in your mind, if the mind is angry or if your mind is greedy. So what's happening in mind? First having examined those mind, then only you do those activities of moving and talking prudently with patience. Okay, just don't go in the automatic response mode. Okay, just first find out what's happening in your mind. If it's angry, don't talk. If it's angry, don't move. Okay, just stay quietly. Have patience. When that anger goes, then you can say and you can move, so without hurting another person. Anunitam patihatam eda pasya sokaman. So that's what he's saying. If you see your mind is becoming anger, if you see your mind is becoming attached, then you stay like a log. Okay, don't do anything physically, don't move, don't say anything, don't do anything verbally at that time. Just stay like a log until that emotion of anger and attachment disappears. Then only you can start talking. उदितं सोपहासं वा यदा मानमदात्मितं सोत्प्रासतिशयं वक्रम वंचकम च मनो भवेत्. So in the previous stanza, he was saying if you see attachment and anger is coming in your mind, you stay quiet like a log. In this stanza, he is saying when you see your mind is becoming stubborn, sarcastic, intoxicated with pride, exaggerating, crooked, and cheating, it's want to cheat other people. If you see this type of thing, if it if it wants praise for oneself, if it wants to blame other people, if it wants to speak harshly, or is it if it is raised with anger, at that time I should stay like a piece of wood at that time. That's what he's saying in stanza 49 and 50. Uditam sopahasam va edamana madatmitam sotprasati sayam vakram vanchakam cha mano bhavet. Edatmo karsana bhasam परपंसनमेव मेव वा साधिक्षेपं ससंरम्भं startavyam kastavattata. So if any type of negative things are arising in the mind, I will just remain like a piece of wood at that time. I will not do anything physically, I won't do anything verbally. If any of those eight worldly concerns type of motivations arise arising in the mind, I won't do anything. If I want happiness, if I don't want suffering, if I want fame, if I don't want disgrace, if I want praise, if I don't want blame, if I want to blame another person, if I want gain, if I don't want loss, if such type of emotions are arising, if your mind is motivated by this type of things, then um, don't do anything. Stay like a piece of wood at that time. लाभ सत्कार कीर्त्यर्थी परिवारार्थी वा पुनः उपस्थानार्थी मे चित्तम तस्मात् तिष्ठामि काष्ठवत्. So if that's what he's saying here, same thing I talked just before. When my mind is becoming wishful of profit, if it wants profit, okay, if it wants hospitality, if he wants fame, if he wants retinue or servants, at that time I will remain like a piece of wood. परार्थरूर्थम स्वार्थार्थे परिसत काममेव वा भक्तुमिच्छति मे चित्तम तस्मात् तिष्ठामि काष्ठवत्. Uninterested towards welfare of other, being selfish. Okay, if your mind is motivated by selfish desire, if it is motivated with the desire of getting counsel for own benefit, if it's motivated about own benefit, own welfare, at that time I will not I will I will not say anything. I will stay. I shall stay like a piece of wood. Okay. So he's saying whatever you do before doing anything verbally and physically, examine your mind. Okay. If it is selfish, if it is greedy, if it wants to other another person, if he wants to blame another person, at that time, don't do anything verbally and physically. Just stay like a piece of wood. Okay, so that's what he's saying in these stanzas 49, 50, 51, 52. असहिष्णुलसंभितं प्रगलभं मुखरं तथा स्वपच्छा विनिविष्टं च तस्मात् तिष्ठामि काष्ठवत्. If mind is quarrelsome, lazy, arrogant, foul-mouthed, selfish, I shall remain like a log. So always examine your mind. That's what he's saying. Okay, before doing anything, verbally and physically, examine your mind. What's happening? What is the motivation? What's happening there? If it's non-virtuous type of motivation coming there, don't do anything verbally and physically. एवं संक्लिष्टमालोक्यं निष्फलारम्भिवामन निगृहीदयात् दृढं सुर प्रतिपक्षेण तत्सदा. In this way, having seen mind full of afflictions and or non-productive, you take it, you control it firmly through application of antidote. For example, if you want to hurt another person, if your mind is very angry towards another person, okay, if you want to say something verbally and do something physically to that person, at that time you always apply the antidote. If you see that thing arising in your mind, always apply the antidote. For example, antidote for the anger is compassion, empathy, kindness. Okay, if you see your mind is becoming greedy, then you apply the antidote by giving the stuff to them. Or if you don't have anything to give, you can always see the good quality in that person and praise it. That's also um, be the antidote. Okay, so the brave ones means the practitioners should always um, apply, see the mind, and if you see the afflictions coming in your mind, then you always apply the antidote to nullify those afflictions, and always be confident, joyful, patience, respectful, pride, shy, fearful of disgrace, and always, the practitioner should be always eager to another person. So that's what stanza 54 and 55 is saying evam sanklishta malokyam nisphalarambiva mana nigrihadi yat dhiram sura pratipakshena tasada sunischitam suprasannam dhiram sadara gauravam salajjam sabhayam santam pararadhana tatparam. You always need to have confidence, joyful, patience, respectful, prideful, all those good qualities, you fearful, shy, always eager to another person. These are the antidote for the greedy mind, angry mind, attached mind, selfish mind, jealous mind. So always apply this type of antidote to nullify the afflicted mind. And if your mind is afflicted, then don't do anything verbally and physically at that time when the affliction is there. Always apply the antidote and then only do the things or say things skillfully. Okay. परस्पर विरुद्धाविर्बालेच्छाविर खेदितं क्लेशोत्पादादिदं हयेत् तेषामिति दयान्वितं. So if you see, childish behavior where people are, conflicting behavior of childish ordinary beings, people are fighting with each other, being angry with each other, blaming each other, then you always don't get annoyed with those conflicting behavior, and always keep the sympathetic attitude towards them by thinking that this childish behavior is produced due to affliction. Okay, so if you think that this childish behavior is because of the afflictions in their mind, you always, you know remember to be don't get annoyed with them with those childish behavior, but have sympathy for them, have compassion for them by thinking that this type of behavior is only because of the affliction. Only if they can, recognize their affliction, then they will be, they won't act like this. So thinking like that, be compassionate for towards them. Okay. um, I don't know, I don't like this sympathetic, I like compassionate. Okay, let's write compassionate or empathetic or compassionate. Let's like compassionate. Sympathy, yeah, compassionate is the better word. Compassionate, yes, towards them. Okay, always be compassionate towards them. Don't get angry towards them by thinking that this type of behavior is because of the affliction. If they remove this affliction, they won't act like this. Or you can wish that, or may they be free of these afflictions. This type of wish will also help you to control your mind. Atmasatva basam nityam anavadesu vastusu. Atma Sattva Basam Nityam Anavadesu. Always keep your mind self-control in virtuous thing, in doing virtuous things. Nirmadamivam nirmanam dharayami samanasa. So this mind which is self-controlled in the virtuous things. I always hold this mind without arrogance, as if it is created, as if it is constructed. चिरात् प्राप्तं क्षणाभरं स्मित्वा स्मृत्वा मुहुर्मुहुः धारयामि दिशं चित्तम् अप्रकम्प्यं sumeruvat. So by remembering, I have obtained this precious moment, again and again, after very long time. In the past, I must have done very virtuous deeds. That is why I obtained this precious moment, precious life. So thinking like that again and again, I I hold such mind like a this mind. I hold this mind like a unshakable Mount Sumeru. Dharayami samchittam aprankampyam Sumerubat. Okay, so you always remember you have obtained this precious life. You have obtained this precious moment where you have developed this interest. You have developed the faith on Buddha and Bodhisattvas. You have developed interest in um, reading, contemplating, and meditating about the Buddha's teaching. You know, so always remember this again and again. So hold this mind by remembering this. They hold this mind like a unshakable Mount Everest, so that your mind cannot be distracted by any type of negativity. If you keep on remembering how difficult this precious moment is to obtain. So he's saying, I will hold this mind like a unshakable Mount Sumeru, which the mind which is not get distracted by the non-virtuous states, which is not get influenced by someone else's emotions, also, which is not get influenced by those eight worldly concerns, which is not influenced by pride, which is not influenced by profits, which is not get influenced by um, praise, all those things, or blames also, which is not get influenced by anger, attachment, beautiful things. Okay, I hold this type of mind. That's what he's saying in stanza 58. गिर्दै आमिष समृद्धै कृष्यमाण इतस्तत न करोत्यन्यथा काय कस्मात् तत्र प्रतिक्रिया. While being pulled from here and there by flesh greedy vultures, the body doesn't do anything. Why is this reaction now? So now here he's talking about, let's say if someone insulted your body, okay, they commented about your body. Then why he's saying, why are you showing your reaction? Your body is not you. When you die, they will give your body to, in the previous those days, not today time, but in previous time they used to give the body to vultures, so that vultures can eat it. It's a kind of generosity, okay? So at that time the vultures will you pull your flesh from here and there, the flesh greedy vultures, they will just eat you. At that time your body doesn't do any reaction. Then why are you showing your reaction? Your body is not you. रक्षसीमं मन अकस्मात् आत्मीकृत्य समुच्चयम् ततश्चेत पृथग्येवाय तेनात्र तव कोव्य. Oh my, what? Oh mind, why do you safeguard this heap of bone and flesh? Okay, this body is nothing but a heap of bone and flesh. It's not you. Why are you thinking this body is you? Oh mind, why are you safeguarding, thinking that it is you? If it is separate from you, what is the loss in here if you don't protect your body? If someone commented about your body, we go and fight with them. But he's saying, why are you fighting with them? Your body, he's competing, he's insulting your body. And if your body is not you, then why you are getting angry because another person? Why you are becoming protective of your body? Oh mind, he's talking to his own mind, okay? That's what it's saying. Why, oh mind, why do you get angry if someone insult your body? This is just a heap of bone and flesh. Why you think this body is yours? It is separate from you. When you die, the people will give your body to vultures. At that time, your body doesn't do anything. That means you are not your body. Then why you are? What is the loss if you don't protect the body? That's what he's saying in stanza 60. न स्वीकरोषि हे मूढ काष्ठपुतलकं शुचिम् अमेध्य घटितं यन्त्रं कस्मात् रक्षेति पूतिकम्. Oh fool, if someone gives you a clean wooden doll, beautiful wooden doll, and tell you marry this one, this is your wife, okay? you want on you want on accept that wooden doll as your wife, okay, even though it's clean. Then why are you protecting this smelly device made of filth? Okay, so if you really you know see what is inside the body, it's just the things which is inside this body, which is covered by beautiful skin, which you shower every day, which you clean every day. You won't even, if those things which are inside the body is taken out and put in the plate, beautiful plate, and given to you, you will definitely vomit. Okay, so Acharya Shantideva is saying, why are you protecting this smelly device of filth, this smelly body? When you don't accept a clean, even a clean doll, wooden doll, why are you accepting this filthy body as yours? इमं चर्म पुटम ताव सो बुद्धै पृथक कुरु अस्ति पञ्जरतो मासम प्रज्ञा शस्त्रेण मोचय. Okay, so see, feel your skin, see what is inside there. Mentally, with the wisdom, sword of wisdom, just cut that skin, peel that skin, and see what is inside there. Separate the, place from the bone, and see what is there. Not only there, just break the bone and see what is inside till the marrow. Go up to the marrow. What is the essence in it there? What is that thing there you think beautiful in this body? Think yourself. That's what he is saying in stanza 62 and 63. इमं शर्म पुटम तावत् सौबुद्धै पृथक् कुरु अस्ति पञ्जरतो मासं प्रज्ञा शस्त्रेण मोचय अस्तिन्यपि पृथक् कृत्वा पश्ये मज्जानं मज्जानं मनन्तत किमत्र सारमस्तीति स्वयं विचार. So see yourself, cut your body, separate the muscle from the bone, break the bone, see inside the bone marrow, what essence is there. Think yourself. एवं अन्विष्य यत्नेन न दिष्टव्यं सारमत्र. Even though seeing like this, you don't see any essence in there. Aduna vada kasmat tvam kayamachapirasati. Now tell me, why are you protecting your body? Why are you getting your angry when someone is commenting about your body? Why are you scared that what another person will think if you don't wear beautiful things, beautiful clothes, beautiful makeup? Why are you scared of what another person will think if your body is not beautiful? You are not your body. If you are a body, then when you die, then you won't even able to protect your body. Okay, it will be given to vultures, then vultures will tear it apart from here and there, and at that time your body won't be able to do anything. Then why are you protecting your body? You are not your body. So why are you getting influenced by another person's comment of your body? Why are you trying to make your body beautiful by working hard on it? Because if your body is beautiful, if your body is handsome, tall, white, curly hair, big eyes, whatever is the definition of beauty for you, if you find that body, then that body will not, if you work hard to get that body, then okay, you got that body. What after that? You won't be free of suffering. Eventually you will get old, your body will get old. Why waste your time in this body? That's what the gist of these stanzas. Okay, Let's go to stanza 65. न खादितव्यं शुचिं त्वया न पेयं न शोणितम्. Neither you can eat those filth which is inside your body, neither you can drink the blood, nor you can suck that gut. What this body will do for you. Okay, what will you do with this body? न खादितव्यं शुचिं न त्वया पेयं न शोणितं नान्त्राणि चूषितव्यानि किं कायेन करिष्यति. That's what he said in 65. Yuktam girdhasigala ahartam tu rachitam. Although this body is suitable for the to be food for the vultures and jackals and all those carnivorous animals, however this human body should be protected in order to realize the goal. Okay, this body won't give you anything. You can't eat it, you can't suck, you can't drink it, you can't drink the blood, or nor you can suck the those cores gourds. It's just a food for the virtual, but you need to protect it so that you realize your goal. Karmopakaranam toitan manusyanam saririkam. Evam tera chestapi. No matter how you protect this body, mrityu rachidya nirdayi. This the death is ruthless. Kayan dasyati girdevya tadatam kim karisiti. This ruthless death will separate it off from the body, the mind and body. Okay, at that time, when you die, when your mind and body is separate, that is, you die, then they will give your body to vultures. At those time, 7th, 8th century, maybe that's the culture of that time that they give the dead body to vultures. Nowadays, they bury, whatever you do. At the time, once your mind and body is separate, they will just borrow it or give it to vultures. Um, Even no matter how protective you are body, the death will separate it, and then they will give this body to vultures. So you wasted your time in decorating this body. That's what he's saying. It is 67. So he's just doing the practice of protecting consciousness. Okay, so all these self-talk, okay, are to protect your mind or consciousness or awareness so that it doesn't get distracted in useless thing. Okay, that's what Acharya Santideva is doing with this. He's doing the self-talk. This one. Okay, we all need to do this type of self-talk so that your mind doesn't get distracted by on useless things. न स्थास्येति भीत्याय न वस्त्रादि प्रदीयते कायो यास्यति खादित्वा कस्मात् त्वं कुरु सेव्यम्. Okay, there is a servant which you know that if that servant won't live with you, that servant is only for today only. Then if you know one servant is like that, then you don't give clothings and other things to that servant. Okay, who do not intend to stay for longer time with you. This body is like that servant which will not stay forever with you. It will just consume all the efforts you are doing. It will eat everything you are giving to it, and then it will just leave you like a servant who are here to stay with you for a small moment of time. Then why you are wasting your time on it? Kayo yasiti khaditva kasmatvam kurusevyam. Why are you wasting your energy on it? To decorate it, to make it more beautiful or handsome. Why are you wasting your energy on those things? Rather waste your time. I mean, give your time, use your time prudently, and um, use that energy in realizing the Buddha's teaching. Don't waste your time in making your body beautiful, because at the end, the death will separate your body from mind, and then they will give this beautiful body to the vultures or burn it or bury it. Okay, that's what the meaning of this stanza. Clothing and other things are not given to someone who do not intend. Similarly, okay, let's write something here. Similarly. दत्त्वा समय द्वेतनं तस्मात् स्वार्थं कुरु मनोधुना नहि वैतनिकोपात्यं सर्वं तस्मै प्रदीयते. That is why, after giving wages to it, O mind, think about own benefit now. Not everything obtained from servant is given to them. You don't give everything, your whole money towards the servant who do not intend to stay with you forever. Okay, so just give whatever wage it deserves to this body, or whatever food is necessary to survive this body. Then think about how to use this body for your own benefit. That's what he is saying to his own mind. Okay, don't waste your time unnecessary, so just give whatever is necessary to survive, then think of using it for your own benefit to realize your goal. And what is your goal? To get yourself free of the suffering by becoming Buddha. काये नौबुद्धिमादाय गत्यागमन निश्रयात् यथा कामम गमम कायम कुरु सत्वार्थ सिद्धे. Okay, this body is like a boat, okay, of the mind. Your mind needs a body to conduct, to come here in this realm and to conduct. So in this way, think your body as a boat for the basis of a basis for coming and conducting. So whatever is your goal, use this body for the benefit of beings, okay, or yourself for the realization of your bigger goal. Use this body. Whatever is wishes to do, use it. Okay, thinking body like a board, a basis for coming and going. Whatever is, I don't know, something is not working here. Thinking body just like a board, a basis for coming or whatever is wished to do, use the body for the benefit of body. So whatever is you have desired to do with this body, do that things for the benefit of beings. Okay, whatever is wished to do with the body, thinking body just like a boat, a basis for coming and conducting. Whatever is wished, do whatever is wished, use the body. Okay, maybe this one makes more sense. Use the body for the benefit of beings. Whatever is wished to do, use the body for the benefit of beings. Okay, so he's saying use your body to realize your goal. Okay, because this body is as a boat for the mind to come and conduct. Okay, your mind can't conduct without the body, so use that body for the benefit of and whatever you have wish to do for the benefit of beings. That's what he's saying in stanza 70. एवं वशीकृत स्वात्मा नित्यं स्मित मुखो भवेत् तेजेत् भ्रिकुटि संकोचम Purvavasi Jagat. Okay, in this way, thinking in this way, like body is not you. After you die, they will give the body to another person. What is the use of wasting the energy in the body? And this body is only for the basis to come, for the mind to come and conduct. So we need to use this body for whatever desire we want, for the benefit of other beings. So thinking in this way, you keep your oneself, your mind under the control, and always thinking in this way, your mind, you keep your mind oneself under the control, and always have a smiling face, and you should leave frowning face, always be smiling and be friendly, who is always willing to greet another person first. Okay, always be happy by controlling your mind, by contemplating the way he was contemplating in previous stanzas. He's saying by keeping yourself under your own control, always have a smiling face and greet other people. Don't frown. Okay, always be friendly to everyone. That's what he's saying in stanza 71. Evam vasikritam swatma nityam smito mukho bhavet teja vrikuti sankocham purvavasi jagat sruit. सशब्दपातं सहसा न पीठादीन निक्षिपेत् नास्फालयेत कपाटं च सैन्य शब्द रुचि सदा. So in this stanza is saying, don't be noisy, don't throw the things here and there, don't throw the chair, don't close the door, don't open the door violently. Always become someone who likes noiseless environment. That's what he's saying in stanza 72. Because if you become noisy, it will it will induce the anger another person, and then you can get embroiled with the with that person. You just, if you create the conflict, then you will be in the middle of conflict, and then most of the energy will be drained in that conflict. So in this way your mind gets distracted from your bigger goals. So always, in order to avoid the things, always be mindful of how you doing things with your body, your speech and mind. Okay, that's the gist of these stanzas. बको बिडाल चौरस निशब्द वितस्तरण प्राप्नोत्य अभिमतम कार्यम एवं नित्यम एति चरेत. So be like a cat, be like a crane, be like a thief who do their who do their actions without making noise. They do their work silently. Similarly, be like that person who does their work secretly without making noise. So practitioners should conduct in this way, silently. Okay, don't make any drama. Otherwise, then you will be entangled in that drama, and you will get distracted by your bigger goal. You will we so that's how your mind comes under the influence of other people, other people's emotions. Okay, so if you avoid the drama, if you avoid the conflicts, avoid it as much as possible. Don't be noisy, don't be attention seeker, because you have obtained this life very difficultly, this precious moment. Utilize this precious moment to understand, read, contemplate, meditate on Buddha's teaching, and use this precious life to free yourself from the suffering of these three realms. Okay, don't waste your energy fighting with other people's. Don't waste your energy making running behind the object of sense pleasure. Don't make your energy making your body beautiful unnecessarily. Okay, these are all waste of energy, because at the end The body will leave the mind. The ruthless death will separate the mind and body, even though if you don't want, it will separate, and then people will just give this to vultures or fire or burn it or bury it. Okay, so you're just wasting your energy on those things. Don't waste your energy on those type of things. Okay, don't be attention seeker. That's what he's saying in stanza 73. परचोदन दक्षाणाम् अनदिष्टोपकारिणां प्रतीक्ष शिरसा वाक्यम सर्वशिष्य सदा भवेत्. Always follow those type of people who has skill, who have expertise in inspiring other people, who help other people, who do the thing without any expectation of return. Okay, you always follow that people, always respect them, and always be their disciple. Okay, so always stay in the company with this type of people who inspire other people, who who do the things for other people without any expectation of return. So words of those who are expert in inspiring others, those who help without expectation should be taken with respect and should always be disciple of them. That's what he's saying in stanza 74. Subhashitesu sarvesu sadhukara mudirayet. All the well spoken, if someone is speaking really good things about other people, they should be always applauded by saying well done. Okay, in Nepali they say sadhu sadhu. Okay, if you see someone is doing virtuous deeds, then always praise them by saying well done. Punyakarinama lokyam studivi sampraharsit. Having seen someone is doing virtuous deed, wholesome deeds, then you should rejoice them with praise. You should encourage them. So this type of rejoice will not only make you happy, it will give other people, encourage other people to be more virtuous, to do more wholesome deeds. Okay, so if you see someone is doing the wholesome deed, or are speaking the wholesome words speech, then you should always encourage them and say well done, you're doing really good job, good on you mate, as they say in Australia. Okay. परोक्षं च गुणान् ब्रूयात् अनुभूयात् च तोषत सुवर्णे भाष्य माडे च भावयेत गुण ज्ञाताम्. So on your back, on others people back, always praise their good qualities with other people. Always praise them with other people on their back. Okay, and if you see someone is praising the good quality of someone else, then you always um, agree with that praise. However, if someone praise you, your own quality, then you don't be arrogant. Just understand that that person has understood this good virtuous quality in you have been known to that applauder. So just understand that they know your good quality. You don't need to be arrogant about it, your good quality. Okay, that's what he is saying in stanza 76. Still more to go. Sarvarambha hi tustyastha sabittai durlabha. Okay, whatever we do, everything we do is for the satisfaction and happiness, and that happiness and that satisfaction is very very difficult to obtain with money. That is why I will experience the bliss of satisfaction from the qualities acquired by the effort of others. So if you see someone doing virtuous deeds, if you see someone speaking very nice speech, if someone is praising another being, then you always become happy, and then say well done, with then it is same as you are experiencing the bliss of their satisfaction. If you become happy for someone else good qualities, then that will increase your happiness. And that person has acquired that quality with effort, but you are acquiring that quality by only praising them. You don't need to do any hard work. That's what he's saying in stanza 78. No chatra me beasti. With this praise, this type of praise, you don't have to give any money. To become happy by praising another person, there's no any expense. You don't need to pay anything. And rather, it will bring the happiness in the future also. It will make you happy in this life if you praise another one good quality. But that will create the happiness in the future also. Okay, if you praise the good deeds, if you see someone doing wholesome act, then if you praise, if you become happy, if you rejoice that, then you get that happiness without doing any effort. In this life also, in this way you will be happy in this life also, and then this will bring happiness in the future too. But if you are really angry and malicious towards another being, that suffering will make you unhappy not only in this life but produce the suffering in the future too, because it will habituate your mind to experience things in sort of certain way unhappily, and that habit will make you suffer in this life, not only this life but in future too. That's what he's saying in stanza 78. विश्वस्त विन्यस्त पदम विस्पष्टार्थ मनोरमम श्रुतिसौख्यम कृपामूलम मृदु मंद स्वरम वदेत. So while you are walking, while you are speaking, um, you should always speak trustworthy things. Okay, you should be trustworthy. While your speech should be well structured, well explained, captivating, and really pleasant to hear. And you should speak in the soft, low-pitched speech or voice. um, and we should be full of compassion. He's saying how your speech should be. Be mindful of speech, and then make your speech with such qualities. Trustworthy, well structured, well explained, captivating, pleasant to hear to your ear, low spaced, and full of compassion. हिजो पश्य सदा सत्वान चक्षुषा सम्पिवनिव एतानेव समाश्रित्य बुद्धतम्य भविष्यति. When you see another being in front of you, you should always look them as if you know a thirsty person is looking at water with the wish to drink it. Okay, so your look of that person should be like that. Why? Because my enlightenment is dependent on them. They are the cause of my enlightenment. Okay, so thinking that, you should always look another being with honesty, with the thirst, as if that a thirsty person, you have the thirst of enlightenment, and that person is like a water that will push you towards the enlightenment, that will produce the enlightenment. Okay, so generosity, you can't be generous alone. If you live alone without beings around you, how are you going to be generous? Okay, how are you going to perfect the generous? The cause of generosity, perfection of generosity, are the beings. Okay, perfection of ethical conducts are the cause of that perfection are the beings. Okay, perfections of patience. What are the cause of performance of patience? You need to be patient toward the beings, so they are the cause of your perfection of patience. So no matter what perfection you want to bring, with the perfection of this type of ten qualities, you become enlightened. In order to be enlightened, you need to perfect these 10 qualities. And these qualities, the cause of perfection of these qualities are the human beings. So indirectly, they are the cause of your enlightenment. Thinking in that way, you need to look at, you are thirsty of that enlightenment, and the human beings or beings are the cause of that enlightenment. So your thirst will be quenched by the beings. So when you see another being, you need to look at them in thinking like this. I am thirsty and they are water. and I want to drink them. So your looks should be like that, okay? Towards the beings, you need to look them with compassion, with gratefulness. Or you are my cause of my enlightenment. Okay, especially if you are angry with another person. Okay, if you see your children, you will be always happy. But when you see someone who has, harmed you, who has abused you, you should be capable of seeing that being as the cause of, your enlightenment. Then you will perfect your, causes of enlightenment because of that being. That's how you need to see another being. That's the gist of this stanza. Rijupachit sada sattva satsu sasambina piva niva एतानेव समाश्रित्य बुद्धत्वमेव भविष्यति सातत्याभिनिवेशोत्थं प्रतिपेक्षोत्थमेव च गुणोपकारी क्षेत्रे च दुःखिते च महत् शुभम् तच्च उत्थानसम्पन्न स्वयंकारी सदा भवेत् नावकाश प्रदातव्य कस्यचित् सर्वकर्मसु. Okay, so he in stanza 81 he is saying that which is done continuously with full determination, that which is done by application of an antidote, of maybe let's see of regret, let's say of regret, that which is done in the field of merits like Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, that which is done in the field of benevolent, okay, such like parents, um, teachers, or someone who has helped you, as well as that which is done towards the destitute beings, are very virtuous. So whatever you do toward these things, towards a merit field or benevolent field, or towards destitute beings, with continuous that which is done repeatedly with full determination, that which is done by the application of antidote, then those things are very virtuous. No, he is talking about the good things, okay, not non-virtuous thing, virtuous thing. If you do good things, then that are virtuous. तच्च उत्थान सम्पन्न स्वयंकारी सदा भवेत् नावकाश प्रदातव्य कस्यचित् सर्वकर्मसु. So whatever, while doing any type of work, you should be always be self-reliant, reliant, okay, not reliant. You should always be self-reliant, skillful, energetic, and you should not give any opportunity to another person to do your work. You should be self-reliant, okay? Learn any skill that is necessary. Be always energetic. So these are the qualities, these are the activities that will protect your consciousness. Okay, that's what he's talking about. This quality, these things. Okay. The practice of perfection of generosity and others are progressively more superior. Okay, he's talking about the 10 perfection, or 6 perfection. So as you go from perfection of generosity to perfection of ethical conduct, perfection of patience, energy, okay, meditative absorption, perfection of wisdom. So as you go progress forward, then those forward later coming practices are more superior than the lower ones. So you should not forsake those higher practices for the lower one. Okay, because those higher conducts are perfection of the conducts are like a breeze to the enlightenment. Okay, so you need to practice all perfections. You should not just stick on the lower perfection only. Okay, so you need to gradually move forward, move upward towards the more higher perfections. That's what he's saying in here. So always be mindful of what you're doing, and if you see your mind is stuck in one thing, then think that other perfection are also necessary for your enlightenment. Don't get stuck in the easy ones. Okay, so That's what he's saying here. Because the lowest one easy to do. So generosity is the easy one compared to the ethical conduct. So, but don't just get stuck in the generosity only. You have to progress forward because other are also like a breeze to for your enlightenment. They are necessary for the enlightenment. So keep on moving forward. Do the perfection of ethical conduct, and then do the perfection of patience, all those things. Always advance forward. Don't get stuck in the lower one. एवं बुद्ध परार्थेषु भवेत् सततम् उत्थित निषिध्यमप्यनुज्ञातं कृपालो अर्थदर्शिनः. Having understood this in this way, okay, one should always be ready for the welfare of others. You should always be ready. You should always be self-reliant. You should always be skillful, energetic. Okay, always have the compassion for the childish being. And if you see that on negative emotions are arising in your mind, always apply the antidotes. Always do the virtuous deeds toward the meritorious field, benevolent fields, towards the destitute phase. So having understand this, you should always be ready, because now you understand that whatever you virtuous did you do on by application of antidote towards your negative non-virtuous emotions, towards the meritorious field, towards the beings who has helped you, towards the destitute beings, they are virtuous. Okay, having understand that, you should always be ready to help other beings. And the compassionate one has who has seen the ultimate truth, has allowed to do even for forbidden deeds if they are meant for the welfare of others. That's what Acharya Shantideva says, that if if something is forbidden, that thing also allowed, if it meant for the welfare of others, which is allowed by Buddha. Now, this is only for those who has realized, who are the advanced practitioner, who are not the newbie. Okay, we newbie are always, is our mind is easily gets under the influence of emotions, angers, attachment. So we should not think that, oh, I can steal, I can do the sexual misconduct, I can lie, I can kill, because my intention is pure. I can be angry to another person because my inside my it's for the welfare of that another person towards whom I'm angry. No, you might think that yours is for the welfare of others, but as long as you are ignorant, you haven't realized the ultimate truth. Um, you might think that this for the welfare of others, but your welfareness might harm another being. So this stanza is for the advanced practitioner, not for the newbies like us. Okay, so don't think that, oh, Buddha has said if it's meant to be helping other people, you are allowed to be angry. Okay, if you become angry, and if you think that is welfare of another being, and if that another being just give you punch, and if anger doesn't arise in your mind, then okay, understandable that you have realized, you have achieved certain level of realization of, if that person revenge spit on your face and raise in anger, then no, and then you say, oh, I whatever I did for the, that's for to benefit him, but that person is so thankless and becoming angry with me. If your mind start thinking like that, then it's just a, and if your mind start creating drama, then definitely you are still an ignorant childish being. So don't try this thing. Okay, so always this, and always understand this stanza is for the advanced practitioner. Okay, not childish being like us. Otherwise, you will just go and kill another one and say that, oh, it's for the welfare of another person. You will just go and slap someone and then you'll think that, oh, it was meant for welfare of others. No. Okay, you unless and until you have realized the truth, ultimate truth, which is emptiness of inherent existence, non-conceptually, then you are still an ignorant being, and you might think that you have compassion in your mind, but that compassion is might not be real compassion. Okay, maybe that compassion is more focused on the to hide your anger. Okay, don't use that word compassion to hide your anger, to make excuses to hit someone. Okay, I think I understand what I mean. Okay, let's go to stanza 85. विनिपात गतानाथ व्रतस्थान संविभज्य च भुञ्जिता मध्यमां मात्रां त्रिचीवर बहिस्ते च. Okay, in those time, they had to beg for their food. Okay, in those time of Acharya Santideva. Okay, the monks has to go to the society and ask for the food. So whatever food they bring, the Acharya Santideva is saying that having dividing that food equally, after separating that food for equally for destitute being, helpless being, practitioners, you should eat remaining food in moderation. Okay, and then if you have more than 3 clothes, then you should abandon that extra clothes. Okay, otherwise you will have that habit of hoarding the things for yourself. One person might like you and then they will give you more food for you, and if you think that more clothes for you, more food for you, and if you think that these are belong to me, these are my right because it was given to me, then that type of thinking will develop the habit of hoarding things, and that might trap you and distract your mind from your goal, distract you from the path, distract you from Buddha's teaching. So that's why he's saying always eat in moderate after separating whatever you have gained from Allah by begging. Always separate it for the destitute beings, helpless beings, practitioners, your fellow practitioners, brothers, fellow monks or nuns. Then only eat in the after separating everything. Then only eat in moderation. Vinipata Gatanatha Anatha Bratastan Sambhajita. Okay, that's what he's saying. Sadharma sevakam kayam itarartham na pidayet. Evamev hi sattvanam asamasu prapuet. Prapurayet. This body, which is like a servant for realization of dharma, okay, should not be distressed for small things. Okay, so this body is for the realization of dharma, bigger goal. So you should not stress, give stress to the body for small things. In this way, without giving much stress to your body, you should fulfill the hope of beings promptly, help beings promptly, without giving too much distress to your body, because this body is to realize the dharma. It's good you are serving them, but this body is to realize the dharma. So don't give stress for small things to this body. Okay, that's what he's saying. 86 in standard 86. तेजेन जीवितम तस्मात् अशुद्धे करुणाशये तुल्याशये तु तत्तेजेत मिथम न पर्यते. So as I said before, my long speech, he said that unless intention of your compassion is still impure, if you haven't realized the ultimate truth, you should not leave this body. Otherwise it will be like you are doing suicide. Okay, you're killing yourself, which will lead you to the loads of suffering realms, which will create you more non-virtuous experience, more suffering. However, if your intention is pure, if you have realized the ultimate truth, then such giving, even giving your life, is not avoided. It won't lead you to, because it won't lead you to the lower realms. Okay, first, your compass intention of compassion should be pure. Until it is pure, until you have realized the ultimate truth, don't give up your body. Okay, always protect your body, because this body is the main to realize the dharma. Okay, without this body you can't realize the dharma or ultimate truth. Here dharma means ultimate truth. But if you realize the ultimate truth non-conceptually, then even if you give this body to another people, you remember the Buddha's story when he was bodhisattva, he was giving his body, cutting his muscle and giving to the children of tiger. So that is, if you have realized the truth, then it won't give you pain to your body. Okay, you can easily give your body to other beings. But we haven't realized the ultimate truth, then that type of giving is like you're doing suicide. So you not that suicide is not allowed in Buddhism. Tulya tu tatyajet mitham na pariyete. Okay, if you have realized the truth, even if you give the body to other, then that is not avoided. That is not avoided. That is encouraged. Okay, in Buddha, provided you have realized the ultimate truth non-conceptually. Okay, don't be emotional and go and give your body to other people. Emotion, if you are emotion, this being compassionate and being emotional are two different things. Okay, in compassion you have wisdom there, but when you are emotion, you are emotional. Okay, there is no wisdom there. So emotion is ignoring. Beings have emotions, but those who have wisdom, they are compassionate. Okay, so that's the difference between compassion and emotional beings. Okay, धर्मं निगौरवे स्वस्ते न शिरो वेष्टिते वदेत् सशस्त्र दण्ड शस्त्रे च नाव गुष्टिते मस्तके. Okay, so he is saying dharma should not be given to those beings who do not value it. Okay, who wrap their head even though they are not sick. Okay, who are wearing the cap. Okay, carrying the umbrella, carrying the walking stick even if you are not sick, carrying the weapon. Okay, and covering your face. These are the sign of arrogance. So someone who comes for the teaching, they should come in front of the teacher as a beggar. And beggars don't wear the hat. Beggars don't carry the umbrella. Beggars don't carry the walking stick. Beggars don't carry the weapons. Beggars don't hide their face in the veil. So if someone are, wearing the hat while coming to listen to teaching, if they are we are using their umbrella, walking stick, these are the sign of arrogant. And if someone is arrogant, that means they don't value the teaching, they don't respect the teacher. So dharma should not be given to those type of people. गम्भीरोदार मल्पेषु न स्त्रीषु पुरुषं विना हिनोत्कृष्टेषु धर्मेषु समं गौरवमाचरेत्. नोदार धर्मपात्रं च हीने धर्मे नियोजयेत् न चाचारं परित्यज्य सूत्रमन्त्रे प्रलोभयेत्. दण्डकाष्ठस्य खेटस्य विसर्जनमपावृतं निष्ठं जले स्थले भोग्ये मूत्रादेशापि गर्हितम्. मुखपुरं न भुञ्जितं सशब्द प्रसिताननं प्रलम्बपादं नासितं न बाहुमर्दयेत् समम्. Okay. So in stanza 89, he's saying that profound and vast teaching should not be given to the fool, okay, who don't understand the meaning of the teaching, who are arrogant, to the women in the absence of their men. Okay, so he's saying understand the culture. There are the cultures while where if there's no man in any house, if there is only woman, then men don't go in that house, because that's the culture of that society. I think it's the culture of every society, because if there is married couple and the man is not at home, then another man don't go to that house in absence of their man. So he's saying that don't go anyone's house where there is only a woman there, in absence of any male member. um, don't give the teachings to fools. Okay. um, that's what he's saying in stanza. And he's saying don't give the lower as well as the higher teaching. And then he said that the lower teachings, the Buddha had taught, you know gradual teachings which are gradually more profound. The lower teaching like generosity is the easy one. Okay, then you go to ethical conduct, it's more difficult, more profound. Then you go to patience, practice of patience. Then go to practice of energy, practice of meditative absorption. The higher teachings are more profound. Okay, then once you realize the lower teaching, you can't just insult that teaching and say that, oh, I am the higher, I'm the practitioner, I'm the higher practitioner, more profound practitioner. I don't practice the now generosity, it's for the lower people. Okay, you don't show that arrogance. Okay, you should have equal pride on lower as well as higher teaching, because all the teachings are given by Buddha to lead beings according to your capacity gradually toward the enlightenment. So you can't insult the lower teaching. You should have equal pride in lower as well as higher teaching, and never give the teachings, profound and vast teaching, to the fools. Unless they perfect the lower teaching, then only go on giving the higher teachings. Okay, give the teaching according to their in understanding capacity. And also don't go to the place where there are only women, when there are absence of their men. In absence of their men, don't go to any woman's house. That's what he's saying, to give the teaching. Okay. And then in 90 he's saying that, if you see a person has capacity to understand the more higher profound teachings because of the practices he did in the past of this life or another life, then don't direct that being to the lower path. Okay, always give him the teaching according to their understanding. If someone has understanding of higher profound teaching, give them higher profound teaching. Don't lead them to the lower path. Okay, nor should any sutra and mantras be tempted by renouncing ethical conduct. So don't say anyone that, oh, you don't need to follow this in ethical conduct. This is for the lower beings. Okay, you are the profound, you have the profound capacity to understand the profound teaching. Just do the sutra and mantra. You don't need to follow the generosity and ethicals. Don't say that. That's what he's saying in stanza 90. Danta kastase khetase visarjanama papritam निष्ठम जले स्थले भोगे मुद्रा देश चापी गर्हितम. In those type, Danta means, we have toothbrush now, but they used to use the, wooden datun, they say that, nim, I don't know how you say in English, but they used to use the wooden, a special type of stick to clean their teeth. And he's saying that don't throw after having brushed, and you throw that stick. Okay, so he's saying that don't throw those type of thing and flame in the open open space. Okay, don't discard those things. And then also don't urinate in the water, and don't urinate in the usable ground, drinking water in the river where people get the water to drink. So these things are forbidden. Don't do these things. Okay, these are non-virtuous deeds which you do by your body. Okay, he's saying be mindful of your body, what you're doing. Be mindful of your speech, how you're speaking. Be mindful of your mind, what it is thinking. Always have memory of 10 virtuous deed and non-virtuous deed. Always be compassionate, because in this way then you are protecting your mind from distraction. You are guarding your mind You're guarding your consciousness so that you don't get involved in unnecessary, conflicts with the society, with the people in the society. Okay, so that you don't get distracted from your bigger goal. Okay, that's why he's saying this, you should do this, you should not do that. All the should and should not are just to protect your mind so that you don't waste your energy in unnecessary thing by creating the conflict, by not following the rules of the society. Okay, those rules are not ultimate truth, but that should be followed as long as you are in that society. That's what he is hinting here. मुखपुरं न भुञ्जितं सशब्दप्रसिताननं प्रलम्बपादं नासितं न बाहुमर्दयसम्. He's saying that don't do anything, don't eat with a full mouth, open wide mouth, noisily, So don't sit by spreading your leg in front of other people. It's a sign of arrogance. It might, um, induce another being, the anger in another being. So you should avoid anything that will arouse the emotion, harmful emotion like anger, attachment, greed. Don't do anything that will disturb the calmness in another being. Then if another being is angry and that person comes charging at us, then you are entangled with those situations. So avoid those situations. Okay. um, don't rub your don't massage your both arms. Maybe this is sign of arrogance, I don't know. Massaging both arms together should not be done. So maybe this is sign of Paulman, they say that arm wrestlers they do that, so don't be wrestler. So just avoid the conflicts, that's what he's saying here. Okay. Okay, let's go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slide and then we're done. Okay, we have 109 stanzas. Sorry, 93 stanza. Okay, naikanya nai no eka anya striya kuryat yanam sayanam asanam. I'm tired now. नैकयान्य स्त्रिया कुर्यात् यानम शयनम आसनम लोकप्रसादकम sarvam dishtva पृष्ट्वा च वर्जयेत्. So he's saying, know the culture of the place you are going. Okay, and don't do anything that will make other people unhappy. Know the culture. Okay, don't travel, sit or sleep in the house with the lonely woman. Okay, if someone uh, is in a house, if there's only woman, then don't go in that place to sleep. Don't sit with another person's woman, another woman. Don't travel with any other lonely woman. Okay, all the behavior that makes another people unhappy, you just know that culture of that place and then don't do that. Avoid the conflict. That's what he's saying here. Nangulya kara et kasi. Okay, don't point the finger. If you want to show the finger, direction, don't point the finger. Okay, pointing the finger is rude. Okay, I don't know, maybe that culture. Okay, even today's culture also they say don't point the finger. Pointing the finger is like threatening. Okay, so don't point the finger. And then if you want to show the direction, use the right hand, whole hand, to show the direction respectfully. Okay, so that you don't arouse the anger in another being. Okay, avoid the conflict. नाङ्गुल्य कारयेत् कश्चित् दक्षिणे तु साधनं समस्तेनैव हस्तेन मार्गमप्येव मादिशे न बाहु उत्क्षेपकं कञ्चित् शब्द यत् अल्पसंभ्रवे अक्षदाति तु कर्तव्यम् अन्यथा स्यात् संवृता. Okay, if you see someone, your fellow monk or your nun is doing some minor mistakes, then don't shout, don't scream wildly, don't wave your hand, just silently and quietly go to that person and alert them by snapping the finger or just whatever physical language you talk. Otherwise people will think that another fellow monk or fellow nun is immoral. Just alert them silently, quietly. Don't make it drama. Don't create a drama scene there. If you see someone doing minor mistakes or major mistake also, don't create the drama. Okay, because these are all distraction. it won't help you to calm your mind, and you need a calm mind, peaceful mind to realize the Buddha's teaching. So whatever he's saying, you should do this, you should not do that, that means he's telling you, because these things has capacity to create the wave in the ocean of your mind. So don't do those things that has capacity to create the wave of ocean in your mind, wave in the ocean of your mind. Okay, don't do that. It's not because these are ultimate truth, is these are the what you call relative truth, and these relative truths, if not followed, then capacity has capacity to distract your mind. So don't do anything, any activity of body, speech, and mind that has capacity to distract your mind. Okay, so that you can attain certain level of meditative absorption. And when you do the insight in that calm mind, then chances of arising of those teachings um, non-conceptually in your mind is high. That's why avoid all the conflicts by understanding the culture of the society you are staying. Okay, that's what he's saying here. नाथ निर्वाण सय्या वच सहिते इप्सया दिशा सम्प्रजान लघुत्थान pragavasyam niyogata. So while sleeping, you sleep like Buddha's sleeping posture when he was passing away. Sleep like that in the whatever direction you want to sleep, and wake up immediately before anyone wakes you up. That's what he's saying in page number 90. Sorry, stanza number 96. I don't know why I'm saying page number 96. Okay, stanza 96 is saying that. This is the he's always remember in this chapter he's talking about mindfulness of body, speech, and mind. Okay, why? So that your mind doesn't get under influence of all other unnecessary things. Avoid the conflicts. That's it. आचारो बोधिसत्त्वानाम् अप्रमेय उदारित चित्त शोधन माचारम नियतम सावदाचरित्र. Okay, so there's three innumerable things that are illustrated as a conduct of bodhisattvas. Okay, they are incountable. You can't count how many things are that are told not to do or to do for a bodhisattva. You know? But remember that whichever conduct has capacity to purify mind, that conduct should be conducted, otherwise that should not be conducted. That's what he's saying. Whichever mind has capacity to purify your mind, has capacity to make the mind calm, conduct that. So you can't list how this number of or that number of things that bodhisattva should not be doing or should be doing. They're innumerable. You can't list them. So, but the rule of thumb is that whichever conduct will purify your mind, make it calm, you should conduct that way. Okay. Ratrin divam vacha triskandam trikalam cha pravartayet Sesapati samastena bodhicitta ninasraya. So as a reference, he's saying that there is a sutra called Triskanda Sutra, um, which is, I think in English they have translated as Sutra of Three Heaps. Okay, where you recite the name of 35 Buddhas and you confess your own past deeds and then rejoice the virtuous deeds done by other, and then you dedicate your merits. Okay, so you recite this Triskanda Sutra 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the night, and all the negative karma you have done in the past gets mitigated by this recitation, as well as by generating the awakened mind, which is called bodhicitta, and by taking refuge in the Buddhas. Okay, so whatever non-positive you have done in the past, which has capacity to agitate your mind, that will be get mitigated by by reciting the Triskanda Sutra, by generating the bodhicitta, and by taking refuge in the triple gems. यावस्था प्रपद्येत स्वयं परवशोऽपि वा तासु अस्तासु या शिक्षा शिक्षेता एव प्रयत्नतः न हि तद्विद्यते कश्चित् यत् न शिक्षम जिनात्मजै न तदस्ति न यत् पुण्यम एवं विहरत सत. Okay, whatever circumstances you are pulled in, okay, whether it's because of your own choice or because of under the control of other people, so don't lament yourself that you are in dragged in this situation. Okay, just learn whatever skill you need to learn in that situation, whether you like or not. You just learn it with the great effort. Okay, your karma has pulled you there. There's nothing you can do by lamenting, but rather you use your effort, your energy to learn whatever skill you need to learn in that circumstance. Don't be sad, don't cry, okay, don't lament your own luck. Just learn whatever skill you need to learn in that condition. That's what he's saying. Looks like I have followed this stanza unknowingly. My life has been like ups and downs several times, and I don't get bothered. Whatever need to be learned, I learn it. So I don't know how got I got habit in this thing. या अवस्था प्रवर्तेत स्वयं परमस्य विवा तावसो अवस्था या शिक्षा शिक्षेत या ये ता एव प्रयत्न था. You won't get always what you want. There will be situation where you face unwanted things. Don't be sad in that condition. Just learn the skills. Okay, whatever you need to learn, just learn it to benefit other beings. Okay, that's what Acharya Shantideva is saying, and I looks like I unknowingly followed this one. Nahi tadvidyate kasit yenne शिक्षा जिनात्मजे. So he's saying that there's nothing that need to be not learned by Bodhisattva. Okay, you have to learn everything because you have make resolution to free all the beings out of suffering. Okay, so you have to learn the skills to deal with each and every beings and teach them according to the way they understand. So you have to, there's nothing that don't need to be learned, that is not required to be learned. So learn everything. And he's saying that if someone walks like this and there's no act that is not meritorious for that person who is conducting in this way, so anything that person does becomes virtuous if he walks like that. If he learns wherever whichever condition he falls, if he learns that skill for benefiting beings, then whatever he does is the meritorious for that person. Okay, that's the gist of this stanza 99 and stanza 100. Okay, so let's go to stanza. Okay, we have 9 stanzas. Okay, परम्परेण साक्षात् वा सत्त्वनाम्ना निदाचरेत् सत्त्वमेवाचार्थाय सर्वं बोधाय नामयेत्. So anything other than direct realization, your own direct realization, or as shown by tradition, or for the sake of benefit, don't do anything else than other than this thing. And you the enlightenment should be, you name the enlightenment for the sake of benefits. Your attitude should be that I need to have this enlightenment for the sake of benefiting other beings. Okay, always other beings, always take refuge in enlightened beings, always generate bodhicitta, and always dedicate whatever virtue you got in while walking in path or practice. So always name that for the sake of benefiting all beings. सदा कल्याण मित्रम च जीवितार्थम अर्थेपि न त्यजेत bodhisattva व्रतधरम महायानार्थ कोविदम. He's saying that always never leave the spiritual friend, never leave the spiritual master, never leave that being who has taken the bodhisattva vow. Okay, and never leave that person who understands the meaning of Mahayana. Never abandon these peoples for the sake of even your own life. Okay, never forsake these beings. That's what he's saying here. श्री संभव विमुक्षाश्च शिक्षेत यत् गुरुवर्तनम् एतत् च अन्येत च बुद्धोक्तम गेयम sutranta vachanat. So he's giving the reference of Sri Sambhava Sutra. He's saying that read this to find out how you should talk to your spiritual friends or spiritual masters, and you should understand. You should read the sutras. You should read the sutras to know that what Buddha has said. Not only one sutra. Okay, Buddha has said different thing to different people according to the context, understanding of that being. So you can't just read one sutra and then say, oh, Buddha said that. Buddha has said that thing to that person according to his context, his situation. So you can't take that as the ultimate truth. You should understand. If you want to know Buddha's teaching, you need to read as much as sutra to understand what Buddha has said, to understand the bigger picture. Okay, so you can't say, oh, Buddha has said this thing in this sutra. Buddha has said exactly opposite in thing to another being. So Buddha's path is the middle way path. So in order to bring any beings to this middle part, he has said different things to different people. So he has given different medicine to different beings according to their sickness. Okay, you can't say that Buddha has given this medicine to that being, so this medicine will work for me also. No, you need to first diagnose what is your sickness, and based on that the medicines would be given to you. So you can't say that, oh, I've read this sutra and Buddha has said this thing here. Buddha has said different thing in different sutras. So you have to, if you want to understand what Buddha's actually mean, what is his ultimate teaching, you should read as many as sutras. Okay, that's what he's saying here. Okay, last 9 sutras, I mean stanzas. Shiksha sutreshu drishyante tasma sutrani vachayat. Yeah, same thing he's saying. So teachings are seen in sutras, so you need to recite the sutras. And then you should Akasa Garbha Sutrecha Mulapati Nirupait. So for the someone who has taken the Bodhisattva vow, they should read the Akasa Garbha Sutra, because in there it is written that what Bodhisattva and what should do and what they should not do in order to understand uh, disgrace, disgrace, potential disgrace. I don't know, disgrace is the right one. So that you don't break your vows. Okay, so you don't, in order to know that if you are breaking any vows or not, um, you recite the Akasagarbha Sutra. That's what he's saying here. शिक्षा समुच्चय वशयं दृष्टव्यश्च पुनः पुनः विस्तरेण सदाचार यस्मात् तत्र प्रदर्शित. So शिक्षा, so in order to know the wholesome deeds in detail, you you must see the शिक्षा समुच्चय, collection of the teaching which was written by Acharya Shantideva. Okay, संक्षेपेण अथवा तावत् पश्येत् सूत्र समुच्चय. If you want to know, in concisely, in summary, then you read the Sutra Samuccaya, which is also summary of the Buddha's teaching. That's what Acharya Shantideva is saying. Okay, so he's saying, and then after that he's saying that the other Siksha Samuccaya, which means, see, there's Acharya Venerable, Arya Nagarjuna also has written Siksha Samuccaya, and Acharya Shantideva has also written the Siksha Samuccaya. So he's saying that in the stanza 105, he's saying that study this collection of teachings, Siksha Samuccaya. Then in this stanza, his 106 is referring the Siksha Samuccaya written by Venerable Nagarjuna. So he's saying that just study that Sutra Siksha Samutsaya. So he's giving the reference of some sutras to read to understand, what are virtuous deeds, what are unvirtuous deeds. Okay, so he's giving some references for you to follow. Sometimes I feel that one life is not enough to read all those things. Anyway, so you can do whatever you are able to do, okay, without getting frustrated. Once you develop this habit, then maybe next life you will be able to understand it. You will approach the Buddhism while you are still small, and then you will be able to read all the references they are talking about. But yeah, just do whatever you are capable of doing. Okay. संक्षेपेण तथा अथवा तावत् पश्येत् सूत्रसमुच्चयम् आर्य नागार्जुन बद्धम द्वितीयं च प्रयत्न. So yeah, that's what he's saying. The Sutra Samuccaya was written by Arya Nagarjuna also. They just read those sutra also. So he's giving some references here. Okay, last three stanzas. यथो निर्वायते यत्र यदेव च नियोज्यते तल्लोकचित्तरक्षार्थं शिक्षा दृष्ट्वा Samacharit. Okay, so after seeing what is prohibited in those sutras, okay, what is allowed to do in those sutras and satras, after reading those things, after understanding what is allowed and what is prohibited, one should conduct according to that in order to protect the worldly mind, okay, our ordinary mind. To protect that ordinary mind, you behave, you act, you conduct according to whatever written in the sutras and sastras. Okay, always follow sutra and sastras because Buddha's teaching are seen in the sutras, and the sastras are the explanation of those sutras by the early, authentic masters. Okay, always follow the authentic masters. Okay, not the random masters who don't have any idea about Buddhism. They just blabber about their own understanding. Um, just always follow the authentic master. They don't go out of the sutras. Okay. इतदेव समासेन सम्पर्जन्यस्य लक्षणम् एत्काय चित्तावस्थाया प्रत्यपेक्ष्य मुहुर्मुहुः. Okay, so he's giving one definition, one line definition of what is awareness means in conclusion. So he's saying that being repeatedly aware of awareness, being repeatedly aware of what is the condition of body and mind is the meaning of awareness in conclusion. Okay, after reciting this 109 stanzas, is summarizing what does mean by awareness. It is being aware of condition of your body and mind and speech also. I don't know why he didn't talk about speech, but body and mind is the meaning of awareness in conclusion, in summary. Okay. And the last stanza, 109, he's saying, Kai naiva patishyami bakpathena tu kim bhavet. Okay. What benefit will recitation of teaching, like a parrot, will bring? Okay. I will absorb those teachings in my personality through practice. Okay. Chikitsa patha matrena rogina kim bhavisyati. What benefit will it bring to the patient? Okay. By merely reading medical textbook, but not following the instruction given in it. Okay, so he's saying that rather than only reciting the teaching, I will absorb those teaching in my personality through practice. So he said that I will practice the teachings, not only recite it but practice also. Okay, reciting and reading and hearing is the one level of acquiring wisdom, but you have to cross the three levels. Okay, first read, recite, memorize, that is one level, and then you have to contemplate about those teaching, and then you have to meditate on that teaching, and then only the wisdom arises non-virtually um, I'm sorry, non-virtually, yeah, non-conceptually, non-virtually, not non-conceptually, and then the teaching, gist of teaching will start appearing in your personality through your body, speech, and mind. Okay, so for that you need to protect your mind, and then in this whole stanza he talk about ways of protecting. Okay, that's the end of the chapter 5, and then I will come with the next chapter, practice of patience, which has I think 134 stanzas. So the more higher, higher practices you go, they become complicated and more longer, lengthy. And so that's all for today. Always dedicate your merits of giving your precious time for uh, hearing my teaching, for the benefit of every beings. Okay, um, always wish happiness for all the beings, because that wish that all the beings are the cause of your happiness. So always dedicate your happiness or your enlightenment or your merits to the beings, and it will eventually come back to you. Okay, um see you next time. Until then, keep yourself safe. Bhavattu Sarva Mangalam.